My first question to you, and my first question to myself is, or I can say my first question to us is, are we really living our best lives in diaspora, in South Africa, in UK, wherever you are? Or are we just living to survive? Answer that question. Then the answer you're going to give to that question is going to determine if you are ready to go back home or not.
Hello guys, how are you today? Baba, I've got this topic, so everyone need to participate in this topic. Okay, first I want to ask Baba this question: are you also enjoying the what is the question again?
Are we living our best life in South Africa? We're just surviving.
So are you living the best life in South Africa, or are you surviving?
No, not at all. Not at all. Because here in South Africa, guys, we work so much hard. We work longer hours with nothing to show at the end of the day. But when you are back in Zimbabwe, in your country, you can work longer hours, comfortable in your country, going home to the place that you know is yours, permanently yours, not here just temporary. Because we don't invest, the money that we try to save, we end up using that. But back home, rentals, sometimes we don't pay rentals that side, because we live in our own houses. But in South Africa, we work so hard for food, for rentals, for everything. So all the money that we work for goes and directed to those expenses.
Okay, how many years are you here in South Africa?
It's been quite a long. Long. It's been from 2007, but I was going up and down, back and forth to Zimbabwe, back to South Africa. But it hasn't been easy, guys. It hasn't been easy. That is why I'm thinking of going back home, because home is best. Imagine for all those years that I've been here. Yes, I've achieved what I've achieved, but I've realized that some of the things I can achieve here might not be permanently mine. They belong to this country. But if I achieve my things back in my country, in my land, that is mine, permanently mine. But here, if I decide to leave or something happens here in South Africa, I might leave quite a lot of things here and go and start afresh back home. By then, probably you'll be old to start. Then you end up living in one room with nothing. But here you'll be living large life. So that's why I'm saying it's hard to be here. We're only living to survive.
And also, what is stopping you to go back to your country? Because as I see a lot of Zimbabweans, or a lot of any country, like people in this country every day, if you see their mouth language, they said, we are tired, we want to go back home. I'm tired, you are not the first person to say you are tired, now you want to return, or now you want to go back home. So what stops you? Because just to go back home, it's only just 1,500 you'll be in Zimbabwe.
Okay, the thing is, like, for most of the people who stayed in South Africa, who lived in South Africa in diaspora for quite a long time, we do have a mentality that when we go back home, we must have something. We must have money, a lot of money. We must have something to show off that we've been in diaspora, of which that's not the case. You see, even though that is the fear that we have when we return back home with nothing to show off. But for many people who have gone back home with nothing, they have started something there, with the little cash they have started something. But many of us, to be honest, we're afraid to go back home because we got nowhere to start or nothing to start with. We don't have money that we're gonna go show off, especially to our friends, because we had friends back home. They know that we're in diaspora. They know wherever we are. So we expect when we go home, probably we'll be having a better life, showing off and all the other stuff. But one thing that I've realized is that we might have that mentality, but the people back home, most of them are already better than us who are in diaspora.
And also you said we don't want to go back home with nothing. When the day you come in South Africa, do you bring nothing?
You know, when we come into South Africa, we bring nothing but anticipation and vision that the country this is the best country ever. We're gonna live life, big life, you know. So when we engage in diaspora, things started flowing, everything. Then we start living what we assume a better life. Yes, it's a better life standard of living. Everything is excellent compared to what was then back home. There was so many challenges back home. You know, where you work a steady job, your money that you get, it won't even last you like the whole month and stuff like that. When you come to the diaspora, the money that you get, you could buy anything that you want. You could get anything that you need. Because back home, even getting a computer, like a laptop, you know, back in the days, it was difficult. But when you go to the diaspora, you will find that you can get whatever that you want, second hand from anybody, you know, cheaper price and stuff like that. So things could flow. So the life seems like it is amazing, but without knowing that this is just like an immediate gratification that we're imposing on ourselves, without knowing that this is not a permanent investment that we're gonna have all of these things we're gonna leave behind when we go back home.
I think most of the foreigners going to other country, they don't have what to call perseverance. It's perseverance pushing it. Because, for example, when you are married, you thought maybe next door they are enjoying marriage, or maybe thought maybe next door this wife can talk nicely to a husband, or maybe when you are a woman, when you see a other next door man wearing nice, you thought maybe, or his wife wearing nice, you thought this guy, he knows how to maintain his wife. It's the same as Zimbabweans going to each and every country. They thought maybe in UK there is a better country, like there is better than Zimbabwe. Or if you are doing like perseverance, like if you protect your job, if you are in Zimbabwe, or maybe if you're starting something like business, that business. This year it will be ups and downs. Next year it will be better. Then if it goes and goes, you said you have got decades and decades in South Africa. What about if you're starting your business before you thinking of not going to other country in Zimbabwe? How many billions do you have now in Zimbabwe? Because in other people's marriages, because in South Africa you see maybe this boy South Africa are enjoying his marriage, this boy Zimbabwe is not enjoying his marriage. Then iwewe nobochiva noboya kumshokwa South Africa nobosia kushokwa Zimbabwe. Of which these things are the same. If you do your thing even in Zimbabwe, you grow big.
You see, the most worst thing that most Zimbabwean did, what we did when we came to Diaspora, is that even though we anticipated that life is good across the borders, yes, it's definitely good if you do have a direction, if you have a goal to achieve. Because many of the people who came with a purpose, most of the people who came to acquire or accumulate capital to start their businesses, they had a time frame that I give myself 1 or 2 years. Then they worked so hard, they got their capital, they went back home. Some of them are already resourceful back home right now. They are making it big. But most of us, we became complacent and we decided to relax, to feel good, to feel cozy, like this is the place, you know. We actually like swimming in ice cream, you know what I mean? Then we forgot completely. Then we decided to stay. We decided to enjoy our lives. Even though we know that the first days things were difficult to get employment and stuff like that. But with a goal, we were never going to depend on employment. Some people, they came on the first hand, they started creating product, they started selling things. But we were knocking door to door, putting on our suits and ties, with our CVs, dropping them, thinking that probably gonna get calls to get our professional jobs, But the people who came instantly with things to sell, those are the people who have already made it. Some have already made it, some of them they got lost on the way, So if a person during that time came with a vision and a purpose, they would have achieved. But some of us who relaxed, we are here. Right now we're talking of going home. We should have built homes by then, But due to lack of information. So I say to myself, if there was this information back then, at least things would have been different.
And what type of capital are you looking for? Or is it money? Are you looking for capital on man intensive? Or are you looking for, I don't know, what kind of business are you going to do in Zimbabwe?
Okay, the thing is like, when you are looking for money, capital, you got your capital, you research. When you have your money, what is it that is making money in Zimbabwe? You just don't go and indulge into things back home, because you might end up losing all the money. So the best thing is like, know what you want to do. Like probably you want to go and do farming. I know many people are doing farming, but there's money in the soil, so you can get capital to get your goats, to have you like planting things, to have bore, build a better house, like sort of like a farming business, So that's what it is, farming business.
What I'm saying now, because you guys, you don't want to go back to your countries, because you always want capital, like big capitals. But if you go back, like right now, if you have got 5,000, for example, if you have got 5,000 rands, if you go today or tomorrow, you guys, you are still very young. You can go and make it times 30, because in your country you've got a lot of opportunities. You've got a lot of, you go and knock in every government in offices, because in Zimbabwe they said you can get loan there, you can get everything, because you are a citizen, you are a Zimbabwean citizen. So everything you need in Zimbabwe, as long as you are in your country, you get it. So there is no need. Most of the people, they are preaching, we are going tomorrow, we are going tomorrow. But there is this thing called, we need huge capital. You can't have huge capital if you are staying in a one room, which means you are already failing. At the first day, you go and rent a one room, or you're going to stay in a shack. So if you are staying in a shack, how can you raise 10,000 rands? You already failed. So it's the best way is to go back home and stay freely, because how can you raise 10,000 rands if you are staying in a shack, working in a farm, working 2 days, or maybe per week, just work 1 day? So which means
that's impossible. Which
means that the day you step in South Africa or you step in other countries, you see these opportunities are not taking me anyway. These opportunities, they want me to stay 100 years, always crying for help to go back home. But how can you achieve? We already failed when we start staying in one room, when we are across the border, because we already staying in one room in our countries. But when you see the type of jobs we are doing here, we are, most of the people, they changed their channel. They came from Zimbabwe graduates. They have got big achievements in Zimbabwe. They came here, they start working in the farms. They were big policemen there in Zimbabwe. They come here and start working with the farmers. The first day you step in South Africa, start working with the farm, if you were a policeman, that is where you lost what is yours.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact, That's a fact. But to all those who have made it, regardless of the situation and the jobs they did in the foreign land, I give you thumbs up, guys. So the other thing, guys, that we're talking about, that living in a foreign land, it's like we're just living to survive, you know. So like in a foreign land, you cannot build something that is permanent. You cannot say, I'm gonna build a house here, even though you have stayed 20 years. If you do not have a citizenship, you cannot build a house. So the best way is to go back home, invest back home, build something back home. Because it's difficult, guys, to go back home when you're old. No energy, like I always say. Then you start like building, you want to build something, you want to do something. You won't go anywhere, because time is limited. The time that we have on earth is limited. It's not on our side. So like the young other guys in Zimbabwe, you know, they are making it big at this moment. So like what my wife said, if you realize that things are not working for you in diaspora, why clinging on something that's not working? Just get your money, go back home and start, at least try something. You know, nobody's gonna point a finger at you that you failed or whatever you are, because you're not answerable to anybody. You're answerable to your life, to yourself only. You know what you want. You know the path that you want to walk. So let's not be afraid, guys, that we don't have capital, that we don't have something to show off, that we don't have those beautiful cars to show off when we go back home. That life is gone of showing off. Now we live for production, we live for success, we live for money, for wealth and stuff like that.
And you guys, do you see, maybe you've got a house you bought in Zimbabwe, then you come to other countries. Do you see most of the people, they lose their properties? Maybe you've got a stand, but you are still staying in other countries. Which means you need to pay another person to go and check for your stand. That person need to check your stand again. One day they can sell it, because you are scared to come back and stay at your stand. You are, most of the people, like Maro areas, do you see the sub deals? Sub cannot 10 years as sub can resell the stand. No bonus, so we are paper when this work my chiefs, because you have got 10 years in South Africa. Sub one of them that maybe you buy another land where you are staying. So which means coming to other countries and staying longer, we lose a lot of opportunities. We lose what we have before we come in this side. And do you see that as well?
Yeah. That's a fact, guys. Most of the people have already lost quite a lot of things, even by now. You know, some of them, like when they go back to their home, when they go back to Zimbabwe, especially Misha, they find the places Almadongo. You know, Zimbabwe Awira.
At least the Bongo is still there.
Yeah, but you know, it's not a good thing. It's a sign that shows that you were not serious. You know, you'll take your phone, boss. If you, at least you were maintaining that place, you were there sweeping, making it happen, trying to make production there, you would be somewhere else. Boss got 29